my audio doesn't get muted for that brief, my own stream playing in the background for a second there. That would be awkward. Afternoon, folks. I'll get playing here in just a second. Cube gauntlet match. Howdy, yo, cousin. All right. Waiting to queue, waiting to queue. Oh, right, I need to I'll just leave the sub goal overcasted for now, I guess. I'll figure out what the next sub goal is after our 12 nice long stream, which looking like it's gonna be Sunday. It's gonna be a 12-hour stream. So this is my literal first game with this deck. We're on the draw, which is kind of sucks against the ramp deck, but this hand seems great. Hey, illusions! We can tunnel, mesmeric, hypnotist on 2, and then have mentalist on 3, and then hold up counter magic after that. Yes, we have emotes for both of the children now. The other one got accepted last night. Opponent is playing the Sapphire Wild ramp deck and has his ramp creature on 1, so that's pretty good for him. Our hand is a little bit light on interaction. If he has a puck here on 2, just Chlorophyll is pretty good too. Got some accelerated, so this means he's gonna have a 5-drop on his 3rd turn, which is really good because we don't have. When we need to draw a, even if we draw a Crackling Bolt, right? He has his Champion Power plus a Shard drop next turn, so we're kind of in a bad spot. I want to draw like a Time Ripple, I guess, to tempo his card. We don't have any 2-drops other than tunneling this, so we're just gonna go ahead and tunnel him. That was a bad coin flip to lose. We'll have to see what his payoff card is here. Periwinkle is scary. So this card, whenever he casts a card that costs 5 or more, gets doubled. So really want to draw a Time Ripple or a Crackling Bolt to kill this card. Otherwise, he's really going to get us next turn. Jags is not bad. We want interaction, but Jags will be good at some point. Makes things deal double damage. This comes off tunneling in 2 turns. I don't think I'm holding counter magic this turn. Like if he has a fatty, we're probably just ranched either way. Yeah, I think I'm just playing Sapphire Shard and like playing Mentalist out here, and I'm not really sure what we're hoping to do. Like, we just haven't drawn the correct half of our deck for this particular matchup this game. And I probably could have like looked at his champion and like looked at the cards in our opener, and perhaps this hand wasn't a keep because of the champion our opponent was playing. So like we're just gonna get like double Borean Root Fathered here and die. Eye of Creations. Okay, so he didn't activate his Howling Brave to do it for 4 twice, so hopefully he just misses. Kronk's actually not that good, because we only have 1 creature. And then, where are you? Alright, well, he's got a lot of idiots, so. Am I just conceding? I guess he could not have another payoff card. Like, that's possible, right? Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll play Jags, and if he doesn't have another payoff card, we can, like, kind of play a game here. But if he does have a payoff card, we are just kind of ranch. We have a lot of good board cards for this matchup. We've got a bunch of burns and some heat waves. Perhaps playing... Oh, it's only a 2-2. I'm going to say maybe this is better for defense, but a 3-2 is just as good. If he's got just another Eye of Creation, he's remembering to use the Howling Braves this turn. Alright, we'll just take a look at... Looks like he's playing a pretty stock list, but... This is just double eye for 7. Yeah, just... Alright, let's take a look at what he's got. Deus, sure. That's all. Just that. You know, not bad. Gain 10. This has speed too. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Super dead. Alright, so not a great first game. Alright, so what are we doing here? I think I want heat waves and burns. Those seem really good. I think we're supposed to board into a more controlling deck in this matchup. And like burn just like keeps his little idiots off the table. What are we supposed to trim? Duke seems like it's fine to trim. Maybe trim 1 Jags. Counter Magic seems good. I think we have to keep all this top end here with the Azure Fate and these guys to actually end the game. Maybe this just isn't a matchup for Mentalist. We don't want to draw a bunch of cards. We just want to like get him dead. So maybe we're supposed to cut the Mentalist and leave Jags in because he lets things do double damage. It's like Jag, Sorceress, these guys are just like a really powerful way to end the game. Another way we could do is he has pucks and he has... I could see like cutting the Jags because they have two toughness and like bringing in some number of heat waves and like leaving in some Mentalists. I don't hate that. Let's try this. I'm gonna cut the Crackling Bolts and bring in all the heat waves and leave the Mentalists in. See how this goes. Like bring in these do 2 damage to each troop, so he needs to like clean up all of his little guys. I guess Buck cleans up his big guy nicely too. So yeah, let's bring 2 Bucks in. See how this feels. This could be incorrect. It could also be that we want all of the Buccaneers just because he's got a lot of fatties in his deck. Like we just want 4 Ripple, 4 Buccaneer, just go like as hard tempo as we can, especially on the play. I want to try this. This might be greedy, but some hands need to draw troops, some hands need to draw shards. So I think I'm keeping this. We like turn 2 Reese on the play is pretty hard to pass up. Again, we don't have any interaction though, so it might just be that like we don't want like our try for our like nuts draw in this matchup. We just have to have interaction because like his nuts draw is just like so much better than ours, or their nuts draw. Another Azure Fate is not what we're looking for. We're looking for shards and interaction. So we'll tunnel Reese. And again, I'd be willing to accept that maybe this just wasn't a keep. Very, very possible that is correct. That we just weren't supposed to keep this. Chlorphilia, sure. No Howling Braid followed up. That's good. Just, yeah. And like, we could have mulliganed to another 2-shard hand and like still missed. So like, you can't mulligan every 2-shard hand. So I don't think this hand was a possible mulligan because of it was 2 shards. I think it was a possible mulligan because we don't have anything like Burn or Heat Wave or Crackling Bolt or Time Ripple. Hello, toddler. How are you doing? Like now, if he has like a Periwinkle, we need to draw Sapphire Shards and we need to draw Burns. We really just want to draw Shards so we can just like vomit out our hand. This is purely a iced tea, the best iced tea ever, also known as the free iced tea my wife gets at work. Alright, it's not the worst. So we get a Ruby Shard, and we get to suspend this guy. Tunnel this guy, apologies. So Reese tunnels for 4, this guy tunnels for 3. He's got 7 resources this turn, so we're probably just like getting hit for Periwinkle. Sweet. Alright, so now we really want to draw like a burn or something like that, or a heat wave. We've got a lot of those. Time Ripple will do too, so yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and ripple this. It's like try and punish him a little bit for being greedy, because he probably has a fatty in his hand, but he just wanted 2 of them. We've got a bunch of Azure Fate Sorceresses, so if we get in a couple of hits, we should be able to close out. That being said, let's just play in the Periwinkle again. Okay. Gives us another chance to draw a burn or something like that. Burn or Heat Wave would be great. Another Time Ripple, Buccaneer would be fine. Alright. I'll play that. Attack for 4 here. Steals 4 to him. I think I'm playing this Azure Fate Sorceress before... Yeah, I'm going to play this before the Reese at the end. So this has quick, so we can play it at any time. But I want to play it before Reese triggers, so that way... So I want to do it before Reese triggers. That way if we get a good robot with Reese, this triggers on the Azure Fate. And we didn't get a good robot with Reese, so like... If he just has a big eye here, we're probably dead. 2 Kronks, sure. Alright, and if he attacks with Periwinkle here... Yeah, we kill him now, right? Yeah, he's dead, so... if he doesn't have a piece of interaction here, we get to kill him because we play Azure Fate Sorceress in response to this coming off of tunneling. And then, so we respond with this because it is quick. So this deals 5 when it comes into play because it's going to get... Yeah. So our opponent was dead because the Azure Fate Sorceress triggers and does 2 to him. And then it inspires our guy to do 5 to him when it enters play. And then it does 3... It does 5 to him when it enters play. And then it makes his guy not block. And then we attack for 6. Hello, toddler. I think these Mentalists are not good in this matchup. Why would he swing with Periwinkle? Don't ask questions like that. Stop it. He has given us outs. It was just bad. You are correct. I think we're supposed to put Buccaneers. I like the Buccaneers, and maybe Heat Wave just isn't good enough in this matchup. Heat Wave seems really good on the draw though. It's kind of like a catch-up card. Anyone in chat? I only have a minute. Would you play Heat Waves or should I bring in Crackling Bolts? Yeah, this is a combo control deck. But Buccaneer does seem very good. The question is, do I want these Heat Waves or do I want Crackling Bolts? It's a combo control deck or a combo tempo deck depending on how you look at it. I'm going to cut one of these and bring in a Crackling Bolt at least. Yeah, I think I'm going to do... He does have Howling Braves. He has Howling Braves and Pucks and Periwinkles, and he's got the 2-drop that draws a card when you play things that cost 5 or more. So yeah, he's got a lot of things Heat Wave kills, especially on the draw. So yeah, I'm gonna leave the Heat Waves in. Yeah, this hand seems great. Got burn on 1 for his turn 1 ramp guy. This is a quick action, right? Yeah, so if he doesn't have a ramp guy on 1, and he does, so we're going to burn it. So just going to go ahead and play this. So kill this idiot. Opponent said BRB in chat. Oh, you found candy wrappers? There's no candy in there. That's the candy you ate last night. It's empty. Dad forgot to throw the candy wrappers away. I'd have waited in case he has puck. I mean, puck costs 2, right? Or puck costs... Does puck cost 2 or 3? If he has puck, we just, like, time ripple it and then buccaneer it and buy a bunch of time, right? I think burning this is fine. Like, what if he's greedy and kept, like, a 1-shard hand with this guy? Two. Okay. Yeah, look at that. He has a tap shard. This is fine. Everything worked out as planned. So good. Oh, we drew an Azure Fate. That sounds wonderful. So to go ahead and tunnel Mesmeric Fiend. Hey, Cody Settle. Life's well. Playing some Hex today. Alright, so he's up to 4 this turn. Chlorphilia, sure. The real question is, do I leave up Time Ripple, or do I just tunnel this hit Mesmeric? I think I'm just supposed to tunnel the Mesmeric here. Yeah, I'm just gonna tunnel this guy, I think. We could leave up the Time Ripple. He likely has something to play next turn, but he's only going to go to 5, and this will put him to 6, so it's not going to be a Root Father, so yeah. I'm just going to put this out so we have our clocks in play, and then Azure Fate plus these guys kills him very quickly. Howdy, Charksky. And I guess if he, like, worst case is he eyes for 3 and hits 2 things here, but eye for 3 is, yeah, eye for 3 is not very good. Yeah, so we're just going to go ahead and buccaneer this back to his hand. Yeah, pick it up. And then his champion does not have a high life total, so next turn we're going to, in response to the Hypnotist, put an Azure Fate Sorceress. Azure Fate hits him for 2 down to 15. Hypnotist hits him down to 10, and then we attack for 7. Well, I guess maybe I'm supposed to Time Ripple this idiot. Yeah, it's probably better to Time Ripple the Periwinkle. Yeah, I'm gonna ripple the Periwinkle. So I'm not gonna do the Sorceress in response to this. We can just kill him next turn with that. I don't want him to. So this makes that not block this turn. Oh, and we drew counter magic. Yeah, so this worked out super well. Opponent is very dead. So we just attack with these guys, put him down to 10, and we ripple this guy, and then we don't even really need the Sorceress to close this game out with the counter magic. Opponent to 10, we just counter magic whatever they do this turn, and they die. Get got. Yeah, don't care about Periwinkle. Canarosaurus. Do you care about that? Puts him to 12. Yeah, I guess I care about that. And dead. Got him. Yeah, so this is one of the decks from the 100K. It's Sapphire Ruby Azure Cannon deck. That was the first match I played with it. Did about what we were expecting it to do. It's very powerful. Like the tunneling Azure Fate Sorceress interaction is just great. It pushes a lot of damage really quickly. It's super frustrating to play against when you're on the other side of the table. Have yet to actually activate Tezot's ability, but that's fine. I won the first match. Tezot's ability doesn't activate till 6. We're on the draw again. I'm going to keep this on the draw. Definitely when the opponent mulligans. We've got an Arcane Focus, and we've got... we're on the draw, and we have Arcane Focus, and we've got like time ripples to buy us time if we miss on Ruby for a little bit. We're playing, this is a different person, but also playing the Cressida ramp deck, it looks like. Look, there's... You know? Okay, I'll do this. Cast. Arcane Focus. Let's take another Arcane Focus for now. I really don't want another Sapphire Shard. Yeah, aren't they great, Zach? They're way more visible than I thought they were going to be, which is great. You can definitely make out that they're them. Howdy Voices UK. He's got a lot of ramp going on. He's up to 3. So next turn he can have 4. He can have 4, 5, 6. I don't really care about him getting to 6. So yeah. So I almost. I think I'm gonna do Arcane Focus plus this into play this turn. Yeah, just take another Time Ripple for now. Dinosaur family in hand. Yep. That puts it up to 4. This will be 5. This could be possibly 6. Periwinkle, don't care about that. We're going to Time Ripple this guy on our turn. Your life's probably pretty good if that's your saddest moment. Time Ripple parry. Play Sapphire Shard, pass the turn. Next turn, we Ripple parry again, play Hypnotist. I'm going to turn off the stop on my own end step. I don't need that most of the time. Come sit up here, Dad. Play with your trains on the desk. You're a good kid, Jake. Another Ripple. Alright, you know. Not gonna complain. Now we kind of want to draw some shards. Would not mind seeing like another set Ruby shard. If we draw a shard that gives us a temporary resource next turn, we can Ripple parry again and then counter magic it, which is great. Drawing a burn or a charge bolt would be nice. He must only have 1 payoff card in hand. Yeah, that's great. So, like I just said, Ruby was what we wanted. So now we just go ahead and Ripple this again, and then probably going to counter magic it on the way back down if he plays it again next turn. And then the following turn we play the Duke. And we can Duke plus shift onto the Hypnotist, I believe. Yeah, so Ripple it 3 times, counter magic it, you know. Good clean hex. Reese is pretty good. I think I'm just going to play the Duke out here. Yeah, I'm just going to do that. Tunneling Reese might be a little better, but the Duke, so he creates a copy of himself at the beginning of combat, and the copy has speed and has to attack. So next turn, we're going to shift the Duke onto the Hypnotist. So we get a copy of the Hypnotist every combat step, which seems great. Just like copy of a 5-power guy every turn. Sounds wonderful. He could have like a Root Father here, which I guess kind of sucks, but do we chump with the Duke if he has a Root Father here? He also could have like a giant, he also could have a giant Eye of Creation. Oh, is your train falling down? Where did it go? Where did the train go? I don't see it. There. It went away. He's got a tough decision. Must have 2 different fatties to slam. Either that or he's just disconnected or picking his nose. Another Periwinkle. Alright. Probably not going to be too pleased when we time ripple this one, too. And this Periwinkle cost him 5 because we counter magic the other Periwinkle. So this is going to make this not block. Resolve that. And then this is going to shift on to this guy. And then we're going to go ahead and enter combat, which creates a copy of this, which makes Periwinkle not be able to block. And then we crack him for 12 here. Man, it's a shame. It's a shame we don't have... It's a shame we don't have a Charge Bolt. It's unfortunate. We're so unlucky. If we had Charge Bolt, he'd die here because it does 3 damage to something. But we're just going to go ahead and time ripple the Periwinkle. Get it out of here. And then we're going to go ahead and... Once enters play. Maybe we just want to cast this next turn, actually. So yes, I'm going to tunnel the Reese, because we might just cast this to make something not block next turn. Then we can make something not block with this, and we can make something not block with this, so he's probably dead. Oh, that's very good. I didn't think of Kronk. Still good to have Reese tunnel, I guess. So Kronk eats these 2 guys. Yeah, they trade. They all trade off. He's dead. He's just dead to Crackling Bolt at any point, which there's 4 of in the main deck. So we've got draws that just kill him. Even a Shard's not bad here because Shard lets us activate Tetsot's ability. And Crackling Bolt kills him. Pew 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 pew. Sigeka. Howdy, Christy 10101. Kronk is the reason. No, I mean if we don't ripple there, he gets double Kronk, and then our guys still die. You definitely ripple there. I'm just gonna board the same way I did last time. Cut the Jags and the duplicate, and like board up on Bucks and Heat Waves. What else did I have? I cut a Subterranean Spy. I just want to cut all the spies. This card's like not super impressive, just like count on killing him with these cards. This might be greedy, like boarding down too low on threats, but I feel like it's my job to be the one interacting in this matchup. So I'm gonna try this. And like I said, this might be boarding out too many threats, but I wanna try this out. It's 1 card different than what we boarded in the last matchup. Yeah, but we also don't kill him. And like if he has 2 Kronks, then that means he has a Kronk left over that gets to beat us down. Like that Kronk is not a reason to not ripple there, I don't think. Especially with everything we had in our hand. Like we were in a great position even with a Kronk, and I don't even think we needed to rip the Crackling Bolt to kill him there. See your brother sleeping on the monitor? Isn't it almost time for toddlers to go to bed? No, it's not. We're playing with trains. Say, Dad, you're playing on the computer. I can play with my trains. Yeah, thank you, Jake. Sand seems great. Keep. Alright, no Howling Brave on one for a change. That's great. Burn? Azure Fate. Not bad. Chugga 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 choo choo. Chugga 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 choo choo. Aren't trains the best? Look at this train. Look how awesome it is. He doesn't have a turn 2 play either. It's like Christmas. Wager time ripple. Oh baby. Oh baby. Things are coming up. Millhouse. I don't know what our opponent kept. They kept 7. Just periwinkle, sure. I think I'm just crackling bolting this. Yeah, we're just gonna crackling bolt this. That was definitely better than if that was the subterranean spire that I previously had in that slot. He could go Shard plus Charge Power and play a 5-drop this turn, but I don't think we really care about any of his 5-drops at this point. Almost 80 people hanging out here today. I'd like to thank everyone for choosing to spend a little bit of your Monday afternoon here with us. Thursday. Today's Thursday. I'm so bad at days of the week. He used his champion ability for no reason. All right. Well, now we just get to play this, and we hold counter magic up here. And if he doesn't play anything that we need to counter magic, we just play Azure Fate Sorceress at end step, and then activate Tezot's ability next turn with Azure Fate trigger, and just take him to Browntown. Yeah, I don't even care about that because that can come into play, and then we're going to go ahead and play Azure Fate during his end step, and then on our turn we can ripple this, plus hold counter magic up, plus activate Tezot's ability, and he's very, very dead. Scale of 1 to dead. Opponent is definitely dead. Closer to dead. So we ripple this guy. Get him out of here. Activate Tezot's ability. Oh, that's sad. So Tezot's ability reveals the top 10 cards of your deck and gives you a rock elemental with power to single number of shards. So we only got a 3/3, but 3/3 is probably more than good enough. He's at least 5 dead. Yep, getting closer. The fact that he burned his champion's power when he didn't need to probably isn't helping the situation, but his opening hand also just wasn't very good. I don't think he's, even on the play, I don't think he's allowed to keep a hand that just doesn't do anything until turn 5. So yeah, he's just dead now. We counter this, and then Reese comes in and hits him for 4, and then hits him for 4 again, and then he makes robots, and just like, oh, do we need some Daniel Tiger in our lives? Okay, we're gonna get some Daniel Tiger in your life, I promise. Okay. The Sapphire Gem is quick, which lets you play it out at any time. So basically, you can sequence it. You can play it in response to your Tunnelers coming into play, and you can sequence it around counter magic better. Okay, you get 1 episode of Daniel Tiger, and then you're going to bed, okay? I'm gonna opponent's on Winter Moon. I was just saying I was gonna mulligan this hand just because it doesn't have any interaction, but it's got a lot of threats, which is pretty good against Winter Moon. And we're on the draw, and we have an Arcane focus. So yeah, I'm gonna keep this because of the champion our opponent's playing. Which again, willing to accept that this could be incorrect from someone who has more experience with the deck. But we play 24 shards. We get 4 looks before, and now we get even more looks. And we need to run a couple of shards off here, but look, there's the first one. Grab another shard. Everything turned out exactly how we wanted it to. You always mulligan 1 shard. It's not that simple. Like there's a lot of context that goes into what you're mulliganing. You shouldn't have mulligan decisions like I always do this in every situation. It's like that's probably just not true. Like things are a lot of various shades of gray more than black and white like that. I have checked out a few of the set 4 spoilers. I haven't sat down and looked through everything yet, but I have looked at a few of them. I just ran them off the old perfects. The old wide eye snap keeps never mulligan. It's definitely a way to look at it. I've heard that school of thought before. So Jags is in play here. He's unique, right? I don't want to make that mistake. Yeah, he's unique. So we don't want to play another Jags. Oh man, is Jags gonna get in here? Alright, and now we have Quick Azure Fate up, which is great. And if Quick Azure Fate comes into play while we have Jags here, we get to deal double damage with it. Time Ripple. Well, now we're going to Azure Fate in response. Oh, yeah. This Azure Fate deals double damages now. So this does 4 to him. Jags comes back to our hand. Sounds great. The Quick Gem is so good in the counter magic mirrors. This is literally our 3rd match with this, and we've only played against Cressida Ramp and now Winter Moon, so I don't really have a formal opinion on which is strictly better or strictly worse. And in general, they probably aren't strictly better, strictly worse comparisons. They're probably it's like most things and things like this. They're various shades of gray. And now this matchup's really been another Azure Fate, so this is great. So the Azure Fate sorceresses inspire each other. So if I hit him with this, this is dealing double damage, and then when the next one comes into play, it won't have double damage, so I'm not replaying Jags, but it will get inspired by this one, and then deal double damage. It deal 2 damage twice to him, so it'll have 2 enter play triggers. And like we're just not making a move here. We're just actually just waiting. So I'm gonna go ahead and ship with Azure Fate Cert. So we'll have double quick, right? You just can't respond to things that are double quick, right? All right, and then we're gonna activate Tezza in response here, which puts a 4-power thing into play, which deals 4 damage to him when it comes into play. So like now if he ever taps out, he's dead to the Azure Fate coming in at quick, and he has to deal with the board as well. So he's just up a creek without a paddle, 2 different directions. Oh yeah, man. You cycle that route, Dad. If he has like Kronk here, we just like kill him in response with this. Oh yeah! Pew pew! Pew 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 pew! Pew 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 pew! We could have gotten him with the Time Ripple. Could have gotten him with that. Either way, you get got. Get got. Say it, Jake. Get got. Alright, so Mentalist is good in the control matchup. I don't have my deck list posted, but there is a website. There's a website here. I need to put my deck list on there. That's something I've been meaning to do. So, what cards are not good in this matchup? Are we supposed to bring in Heat Waves against his stupid... He probably has Azure Fate Sorceresses with Spell Shield. Do I want Cerulean Mirror Knight? Cerulean Mirror Knight is a real possibility. Ripple's probably pretty medium in this matchup. Mirror Knight is just like also an early beater. Crackling Bolt is probably not great. Actually, Crackling Bolt's probably worse than Ripple in all honesty. Bringing like one random Heat Wave to like tag his Azure Fate Sorceress possibly. I think I like that. Mastery of Time could also be okay in this matchup, just like a random time walk. I think we're gonna try this. And again, just like feeling my way out here for the most part. Suggestions for reserving, I will gladly accept. Hand seems great. It's got counter magic. It's got Azure Fate Sorceress. It's got a cantrip on one. Alright, there's our random Heat Wave, so I guess we'll see. If he ends up at like 3 life and this could have been Crackling Bolt to kill him, we'll feel bad about ourselves, but I think I'm gonna take another Arcane Focus for now. I don't know that we want another shard, and if we want another shard, we probably want a second Ruby shard. Chlorphilia, sure. This is gonna let him get Azure Fate Sorceress in under counter magic, so this Heat Wave could be an MVP if he just has like turn 4 Sorceress. Put into your deck means it puts the card in a random position. The rest of your deck doesn't actually shuffle. Definitely Tunnel Reese this turn. Get that in there ASAP. Light of the Sun. Alright, that's interesting. I think I just want to Heat Wave this. On the other hand, I could just go like Arcane Focus plus Hypnoscientist. Yeah, I kind of like that, actually. I should have Arcane Focus first. Should always cantrip before you do other things. But Hypnoscientist and Reese are both going to come in on the same turn now. I'll take more counter magic, I think. And again, they could be greedy. Maybe I'm supposed to take a shard there, but... No, there are still cards that shuffle. Peak definitely still shuffles because it was messing up. I cut it from my Fox's deck because there are a few cards that still actually shuffle. Peak is one of them. I think there's one other, maybe. Ooh, that card's very good. I guess this gains him a bunch of life, too. Maybe I was supposed to have killed that. Oh, you know what? I was probably supposed to Azure Fate Sorceress in response to that trigger. I believe Rootfather just puts itself into the deck. Could be incorrect on that, but I believe that is how that works. And next turn, both these guys come off of tunneling, which is great. I guess this card also makes me being able to play things out on his turn slightly worse for us. I'm just casting this to get it out of our hand, basically. So if he has 2 pieces of counter magic here, we could be in trouble. Because he gets to activate Sight of the Sun and cast another one if he wants. Doesn't look like he has it, though. Okay, well, that's pretty good for us. Ship for 9 here. Yeah, I definitely should have killed this. That was incorrect on my part. That's actually not good for us. He has a Kronk. I guess if he wants to kill our guys, he has to trade the Kronk for it. So we got that going for us. This card's sweet. Yeah, I definitely should have heat waved this the first chance I got. This card's done a lot of damage to us in a number of different ways. Cash this in now to kill this guy. 12 turns too late. He drew another Kronk. Yeah, just got pretty punished for our line here. Yeah, I think we're just supposed to pass the turn here. Had this been Arcane Bolt, we also could have killed Archmage. So yeah, so I guess I think I'd rather have Arcane Bolt than Heatwave in the deck. I don't think we're racing what he has here. Like, I think the best out is, like, he's got a Kronk in his hand. He's going to get to gain life from this, too. Yeah, I'm just going to... I guess we'll play one more turn and see what he does next turn. But we're probably just, like, way more than dead because of this second Sight of the Sun. So seeing how that game played out and how things feel, I don't think the Mirror Knights seem very good. And I'm going to play the Crackling Bolts, I think. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Do this configuration. Definitely screwed the pooch on that game, though. Should have just heat waved his guy the first turn it came into play. little over 100 people hanging out. I'd like to thank you for spending part of your Thursday afternoon here with us, playing some Hex. I mean, Croc's medium. Like we've got 4 timer pulls and counter magics. Like that game wasn't about Croc. That game was about the fact that we let I misevaluated how much of an impact him gaining life and having double resources was going to have on the game, and it had a very large impact on the game. And if I would have just killed that card, the Kronk probably wouldn't have mattered. Neither of the Kronks probably would have mattered. He would have just died because he wouldn't have been able to keep up with the amount of damage output that we had. And watch him just have like early Azure Fate Sorceress this game, and then we don't have Heat Wave and can't kill it, but alright, well this one shard, I'd probably, this hand's very good. I'd probably keep this if this was 1 Sapphire, but it's not, so we're gonna mulligan. No Scry feels so bad in this game. Alright, well this game we couldn't have done anything, I guess. Just 1 shard, 1 shard, no shard, 1 shard. Thanks, RNGesus. And I guess if we draw mono shards from here on out, we could be okay. Just like run off Sapphire shards the next 2 turns. Alright, well, there's a shard. This is not you every game. This is a statistical anomaly that happens on occasionally. Like the 1 and 2%er has to happen on occasion. People that say this happens to them every game are being unrealistic about the mistakes they're making. Yeah, just like this game right now, like the mulligans in this game just feel like how they used to feel in Magic, where just like you just feel awful about them every time. You're not being rewarded for making good decisions. You're being punished because you had an unkeepable hand. All right, that's enough of that. Let's try again. It's tea. It's pure. It's lemon tea, pure leaf lemon tea. Mulligan to 1 sharder again. This hand's not great, but to keep it 6. Just needs a couple Sapphire shards to go off, and it still kind of plays the game without it. Siggy. Okay, sure. Alright, Light Reaper likes to play weird things. The resource system in this game is fine. The champion abilities encourage you to play more resources than you normally would. Alright, hits that first shard. Next turn we'll be in good shape. And the RNG is built into the... But I mean, if there's RNG built into the cards, then the better player still isn't always winning. Like, that's just... You're playing... That, like, the definition of what you just said is wrong. Like, or you contradicted yourself, or whatever you want to put it. The old shards of fate. Yep, been there, bud. Know how that goes. Then you should play chess, Berkshire. Games like poker and card games like this are not for that kind of thing. Yeah, exactly, Nemesis. Like it's better for the life of the game as a whole for there to be a random variance element. And, like, sometimes, you know, this happens 2 games in a row where you get kicked in the junk twice by RNG. Like, that's just, you know, that's just how it is. I'm probably conceding this game before I show him a Sapphire card. He probably can assume we're playing the Azure Cannon deck, but I'm not going to show him a Sapphire card. The Vancouver mulligan rule that allows you to scry is the good mulligan rule. I'm assuming his win condition is Rage Fires, like just like based on like his red splash and like what he's doing here. We're so lucky our 5-2 resolved. Oh no, his counter magics are free! I got so far ahead of myself. I just saw one resource. Rage Fire is definitely the win condition. Alrighty, what are we doing here? We're cutting Burn, Crackling. Actually, Crackling Bolt's probably fine. Time Ripple seems bad. Crackling Bolt's probably fine for the reach. Mentalist, Knight. Leave one Ripple in for like bouncing a random Ziggy on occasion. I don't think the bouncing Ziggy is where we want to be in life though, so I think just one is fine. Maybe I want the Mastery of Time. I'm just going to submit like this. Oh, it's 1:30. After this match, I'm going to take a quick couple-minute break and put my oldest down for his nap. It's later than I thought it was. Wow, look at that! This hand has Sapphire Shards in it. That's so weird. Kept 7. We have a Sapphire Shard. It's like Christmas. Literal Christmas. Watch him play Ziggy on one again. That's so strange. I don't even know what to do with myself. Just Sapphire Shards, sure. We did board in the Sapphire Shards. We saw the line. I'm assuming he's just gonna Sapper this, because otherwise it just rails him. Oh, he can't kill it. We're gonna get to play Jags here. And Jags is gonna start to draw a card when it dies. Oh yeah, that's fine, man. You charge right on up there. Ooh, Mentalist? Oh, Mentalist or Jags? I think I want to play Mentalist because then Jags will... Maybe that was incorrect. But I guess Jags will just die to the Sapper's charge, so I'd rather draw a card when Jags dies. That's close. Yeah, I guess that's probably... This was probably incorrect. I think I'm supposed to do Jags first. Although I guess if I hit Ruby Shard, we're going to play Duplicate, maybe? We are on 24 shards, which I thought was one too many when I looked at the deck list. But again, he's just drawing cards instead. Well, that seems great for us. Play this Jags. Alright, attack for 3. Now this draws cards when it dies and when it hits him. That sounds wonderful. Hopefully we draw a Ruby Shard next turn. Actually, I'm probably just like holding up counter magic from here on out, maybe. Although I suppose this card's just not very good as a beater. He might just go like kill this turn. He has Heat Wave in his deck. Oh, and then he kills this with a Sapper's Charge. That's interesting. I was not expecting Heat Wave. I haven't really played against control decks with Ruby in them before. Like, you have to sap the Mentalist here, right? There's another shard is great. Tunnel. Tunnel. Berkshire, then this probably, like, card games aren't for you if that's how you gotta be. Like, you gotta rise above. Untap shard. I'm just gonna run this out. cast this now, so can't do anything else. He might counter magic this. Yeah, so it gets me closer to my charge ability, which he can't really interact with very profitably. And we drew 2 extra cards this game, and still bricked off on the 5th shard. That's unfortunate. Peeker Lolves. I'm going to jam the Mentalist here just because that way it baits his counter magic basically before, so we can force these through. If he wants to counter this, he can counter this. Okay, that's fair. Just wants to kill that in response. If he's something like Windsinger here, we could be in trouble, but I don't think I'm playing around that card out of his deck. Which could be incorrect. It could be that I'm supposed to be playing around Windsinger here, but... Oracle Song, sure. Well, this is good for us, because that means this should be resolving on our next turn, and then it's going to hit him, and we will draw a card because of Mentalist. It depends on... You can play this game completely for free. There's a free-to-play component, and it doesn't cost you a dime. You get 200 free cards just for creating an account. Shard. Shard we can use this turn. Well, at least it's a shard. Two counter magics and a Reese coming off tunneling next turn feel pretty good. Compared to MTG, it is cheap. Yeah. It's as expensive as you want it to be is a good way to say it too. Like the deck that I'm playing with is, I believe it's a little under $100 if you want to get into the PvP decks cost some amount of money. There are some tier 2 decks that are pretty cheap. Like the red aggressive deck starts as low as like $20 or $30. Yeah, I'm just going to counter magic this because if he wants to fight over it, he can fight me about it. And then next turn Reese comes in and probably means the game is over. That's the heat wave we put back into his deck earlier. I don't think countering heat wave there can get me into trouble. I guess it lets him go Rage Fire, but then Reese comes into play and makes a robot. Okay, that's fair. And this has to be a Reese. Like, Reese is the only thing that tunnels for. Do I want to play Duke here? I could play Duke and just, like, apply a ton of pressure. I could also just, like, suspend this, though. Or tunnel this. Yeah, I think I'm just going to tunnel this. Activate this. Get a giant guy. Oh, jeez, a 7/7. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, RN Jesus. You're so kind. This game is definitely sweet. So I actually have... Check out this article here for... Woo, buddy. Whew. 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 RNGesus making up for last game. Oh, Duke Golem. You're right. We should have made the Golem. We should have made the Golem first, and the Duke Golem would have killed him. Good call. Good call, chat. OP's probably super dead, so we just hit Charge Colossus. So Reese makes a random robot at the end of every turn, and he made an 8/8 that gives us 8 charges. So praise be. Praise be to RNGesus. I think I like how I've boarded. Yeah, I think I'm happy with what I did here. 120 people hanging out this afternoon. Welcome. I'd like to say thank you for choosing to spend your time here on a Thursday afternoon. There's a lot of different things you could be doing, a lot of awesome people you could be watching on Twitch, so thanks for being here. Game 3 on the draw. Hopefully we dodge his Siggy again. Turn 1 Siggy, so scary. Makes all of his cards so much better. This hand's medium. I need to keep though. Put a mulligan. Yeah, it's probably fine. Just like turn 2 Knight, turn 3 Jags. It's a little soft to a Heat Wave, I guess, but Jags will draw a card off the Knight, so he's got the Ziggy. Uh-oh, ruh-roh. I'm unique too. I'm very special. My mother always told me I was a unique little butterfly. Alright, so the fact that he's played Sapper's Charge here, I'm going to go ahead and tunnel the Reese here onto as opposed to just running out the Knight. Oh, he's missing a shard. That's so good for us. RNGesus, you are so good to us, RNGesus. Alright, players have first shard out, play out, the Cerulean Mirror Knight. Like, this is just gonna, like, eat the Sapper's Charge, which is fine. Like, so the Inspire power, the only Inspire things that cost more than your thing. So if we played Jags first, Jags wouldn't Inspire the Knight. So I'm fine just, like, trading here. We traded 3 resources for 2 resources. He's rippling it. Okay, deal. Alright, there's another shard for him. It's pretty good. His Time Ripples now cost 1. He can activate Winter Moon's ability this turn and put Focus and Ripple back into his deck, so we do need to pressure him to close this game out. Because between Ziggy and Winter Moon, his deck has a lot of inevitability behind it. This guy back out again. He doesn't have another Time Ripple. He has to spend resources on his turn if he wants to kill it, so that's pretty good for us. Reese comes in 2 turns here. He really needs like Oracle Song or cards that he's Winter Mooned back into his deck already to start generating some card advantage. He's a little bit low on cards. Hypergeometric distribution calculator. It does what you're looking for. Ooh, that's really good. That's really good. I'll go ahead and attack here with my Knight. I'm gonna play out Jags here. He might kill this Knight in response. He's probably supposed to kill the Knight in response. I think he's supposed to counter this or kill the Knight in response. If he has both options available to him, I'm not sure which is better for him because Reese is definitely scary. Opponent's playing some kind of 3-color Winter Moon deck with Ziggy in it. It's killing us with Rage Fires. It's Ziggy making Rage Fire cheaper. Jags just resolves. That's sweet. Alright, well, I'm going to Crackling Bolt him. I guess maybe he just wants to kill Jags here? Sure, man. Draw a card. Am I supposed to activate this turn? I think I'm supposed to save this for when I have Azure Fate Sorceress in play. If he has Shard double counter magic, he can fight the Reese. Well, this isn't going to end. He's probably just dead. He's probably just dead, right? Because, like, this is going to come into play, and we're going to Azure Fate in response to Reese. Yeah, I think he should be way more than dead here. If Tezot's ability is at all good, he should be more than dead. Because Reese gets inspired and does 4 more. And we draw that, we play this, and we activate this. Oh, it's not very good. It's 4. Oh, yeah, that's still dead, though. So this does 4. No, he's not just dead, right? He goes to 7, and then we only hit him for 5 here. Duke is speedy. I guess we could hit a robot that's lethal. So he goes to 2 here. So if we hit a robot that costs 4 or more with 2 or more power, he dies. We had a flying robot. So what? He could have double heat wave here to get back into this. Since all of our guys only have 4, but all of these guys draw cards. Yeah, when this dies, draw a card. When this dies, draw a card. When this dies, draw a card. This doesn't draw a card because it's less than this, but all of these draw cards when they die. So next turn, Duke probably kills him with counter magic backup, even if he is able to answer the board here. Yep, just dead. Sweet. All right, I'm going to run my oldest up for nap really quick. I'll be back in less than 3 minutes. Just gotta brush his teeth and put him down in his crib. So thanks for hanging out, everyone. I'll be right back. All right, Dudler. Snap time. Oh. We can do a quick little deck tech, Shazdoom. So this deck is a combo control deck. It the combo has to do with Azure Fate Sorceress. So she when she comes into play, she deals damage equal to her power to your opponent. And then any cards that have equal to or greater than her cost also get her effect. So they deal damage equal to their power to your opponent. So you combo her with tunneling creatures, which is similar to Suspend, where this guy has 5 power, and Reese has 4 power, and Subterranean Spy has 3 power. And so these guys come off of tunneling, and in response, you can play her because she also can be played as a quick action. And so she does damage equal to her power, and then your guys with large amounts of power deal damage equal to their power. Then they have speed when they come off of Suspend as well. And because these guys are tunneled, you often have counter magic up the turn they're coming off of Suspend. And you also have some other more controlling cards like Time Ripple and Crackling Bolts and some Burn with some other cheaper interaction on the board. And we also have some other Inspire cards like Jag's Blade Master that makes your guys deal double damage and stuff like that. How much does it cost? I believe this deck's about $90. I'm borrowing a lot of the cards in it, but last I checked oh no, wait, this build is more than that. This build plays Reese, so this configuration, I believe Reese is like $25 or $30 now, so this one's probably $120-ish. If you go on Hex Primal, you can fill a cart and see what it runs. Reese is a bit expensive, and you could even budget the deck a little bit and only play 1 or 2 Reeses to start just to get a feel for it. Like, we win plenty of games without Reese. Reese is powerful, but Reese is probably more than half the cost. Like, Reese is probably 3/4 of the cost. Oh, if you already have 3 Reeses, the rest of this deck is super cheap. Yeah, the rest of this deck is very, very inexpensive if you own Reese's. Reese's is probably like 3/4 of the cost of the deck. Reese is just a super powerhouse. As far as Kiki Cord goes, I would recommend looking at my deck list from the Charlotte and Cincinnati Opens at the beginning of the year. I haven't really put thought into Kiki in a post-Eldrazi world because I'm waiting for all the spoilers to come out because they're probably going to incorporate things like Avacyn and the Red-White Planeswalker. The Shadowlands are interesting. I haven't put much thought into their design, but it's going to make mana bases. This is a matchup. So opponent's playing Zorzim, which is very likely the Blood Sapphire Spiders deck. That's the most popular thing for this champion to be playing. I'm going to lead on a Shard that doesn't make a temporary resource because I would like to tunnel Subterranean Spy on 2 as opposed to casting Arcane Focus on 1 here. This is I would looking at the deck list, I would think Blood Sapphire is one of this deck's harder matchups, but I haven't actually played it out, so I don't know that is true. Like I said, looking at the deck list, my gut says this will be one of our harder matchups. And we get Subterranean Spy. While this card is tunneled, we get to see our opponent's hand. So he is definitely the Blood Sapphire deck, the Spider combo deck. So we have Time Ripple for his Fentio next turn. I might Arcane Focus this turn. Yeah, those aren't great. So we wanted a... I think I'm going to Crackling Bolt this just because I'm not going to be able to attack through it with Subterranean Spy. So we are definitely the aggro deck in this matchup. So next turn he's gonna play Shard Fentio, and then we're gonna Time Ripple it plus tunnel another Subterranean Spy. His hand doesn't have a lot of interaction, so if we're just able to be aggressive, we might be able to win this game. So we really want to kind of draw some more threats or some more like Time Ripples and counter magics to like interact with him some more. His hand doesn't do a whole lot at the moment. Our Shard is not great. At least we have our champion ability going for us. Since we cast the Crackling Bolt, we get to activate our champion ability next turn even. So Tunnel Subterranean Spy, keep the information going. This card's so sweet. Unfortunately, Fentio's 1/4 stats mean Subterranean Spy cannot attack through it. So when he plays his Silk next turn, we are basically brick-walled. So we need... Oh, come on, cast Inquisition. Please cast Inquisition. Please cast Inquisition. Please cast Inquisition. Please. Please cast Inquisition. Azure Fate Sorceress. That seems like a really strange one to do. I definitely would not. Okay. My opponent had a lot of choices there, and he chose that one, so... More power to him, I guess. I guess with this in play, Fentio would mill us. I guess that's fair. To each their own. The spiders make our champion ability worse because they dilute our deck. Yeah, we got a 5/5, so that's good. I guess I should have attacked... before I did this to, like, he might block this if he doesn't know we have, like, a big guy coming. He has main deck VKs. Alright, so he's not playing the 100k list exactly. Sweet. So this probably means he's Inquisitioning us, which is great because we just don't have anything in hand. He might play this out though now because we have a Rock Elemental. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and screenshot his hand here. Since the Subterranean Spy is coming off next turn, so we'd like another Crackling Bolt or Burn. Burn doesn't do it. We'd like a Crackling Bolt or a Time Ripple here. Or I guess Hypnotist would do too, because it would make this not be able to block. Alright, Jags is a turn too late, which is unfortunate. I'm going to trade the 5/5 for his guy and 6 points of damage. Jags is great. We just want to keep our hand empty for a variety of reasons, including the Inquisition. So now drawing threats is good. VK. Oh, his spiders get to draw cards now. That's pretty good. So we're not in a great spot. His opponent is a low. His opponent's low on a little bit low on life, but the rest of what we got going on is not good. So I could ship everything here, and basically he could trade and then eat and then take 3. So that does not seem like a profitable attack. So I think we're just like sitting on our hands, which is unfortunate. I don't think we're winning this game either way. And I think I'm trading with this Spiderling because the Spider Spawn, because whenever spiders hit me, he draws cards with the Archbishop. So we're super far behind. I'd be very surprised if we come back and win this game. Like I said, we're the aggressive deck, and we've gotten into the mid to late game now. Just drew a couple too many charges. Don't have good effective answers to like this card. He gets more spiders here, so I guess we could ripple that. Yeah, I'm just gonna call it a day. Let's get to the post-reserve games here. Mentalist, Buccaneer seems great. Burn is bad. Crackling Bolt does not seem good. It's definitely a good card uncontested. Do I want Mentalist? Is this an effect I want? Maybe I don't want Mirror Knight, actually. I guess Mirror Knight's good if he's definitely got Extinctions in his deck. Do I want Duke? Duke's pretty reasonably powerful. I feel like I want the Knights. Jag seems medium and he's unique. So yeah, let's try this. This again could be another matchup where Mastery of Time is supposed to come in. We're doing pretty well, Shazdoom. I think, I don't have the donation total up here. We're at $63 out of the 400 already. So easy mulligan. It keeps fine. This hand's not stellar, but it's acceptable. I kept him test on 2, some time ripples to tempo his early guys. Maybe I'm supposed to leave Crackling Bolt in just because Exarch of the Egg is really good against us. I could see that being the case. So we're 3-1 right now. We're down a game in this match. The tiny... Reese is a good pickup. Tunnel him. And I appreciate that, Chazdoom. So if he's a Fentio this turn, we're definitely just rippling it. We're basically just like rippling the first troop he puts into play here. Could be a Vampire Princess too. Yeah, just pick it up. Hey, Ossuary Hex. What's going on, mate? Well, that's wonderful. Hand came together nicely. Counter Magic, Fentio. Sweet. So these ripples are going to be really good, actually. I love this card. I might add a third copy of this card to this deck when I start making changes. I just love this. The information is just so good, and the fact that they don't know that you have the information is just, it's just so great. Your Fentio can't block. Mirror Knight. It's unfortunate that this sequence happened. The Subterranean Spy will get this effect at least. And they think it's Reese. Yep. And that's my favorite thing about this Azure Cannon deck is that you actually play a hidden information game by playing multiple multiple cards like that tunnel. Like the fact that you just have multiple tunnelers is so very, very good. I forgot to screenshot his hand. That's fine. He's got 2 Fentios and a... Ooh, that's great. Alright, well, I'm going to ship with all of these guys, I think. Yeah, I'm just going to ship with all of them. The fact that we drew Counter Magic to stop the Inquisitor is fantastic. So the Inquisitor, whenever it dies, it goes back to his hand. It gets +2 cost. Counter Magic that. Get it out of here. Reese comes in. So this is probably the end of the game. Reese comes in here. We hit him for 8. We get a robot. This draws a card when it dies. This draws a card when it dies. Hey, man. All right, double Spiderling was reasonable for him. Buccaneers, good draw because it lets him not double block the Subterranean Spy or double block the Mirror Knight. And even if he draws an Extinction here, we will draw 3 cards from the Mirror Knight. So Mirror Knight seems like a great, definitely the place we want to be in life in this matchup. So he goes to 9. We get a robot here that's hopefully big enough to trigger Mirror Knight. It's not. We got the same stupid Hornet bot. Stupid Hornet bot. Brr. I would love a Buccaneer or a Time Ripple here. Playing the shard out, because if we draw another one, we want to be able to... want to be able to play it next... want to be able to activate this next turn. So I think I'm going to ship with Spy, Buccaneer, and Hornetbot, because if he wants to kill the Buccaneer or the Spy, we draw cards because of the Knight trigger, so I think that's fine. Just, like, be aggressive and push damage here. And that's fine. So both these guys die. We draw 2 cards. His guy's still in play. Alright, Counter Magic's great. Sounds good. Get a Reach trigger. God, we're just getting such crappy bots. At least this this draws a card when it dies, so we got that going for us. I know he has a Counter Magic, but I'm going to play our Counter Magic here just so if we draw something we want to cast next turn, we know it resolves. Buccaneer's very good, so we get to go ahead and play... we get to play Buccaneer out here and bounce his 4/4. I'm going to go ahead and activate this now. Because I think I'm going to ship with the Knight here, so if he chooses to eat that or trade with that, I want this to be able to draw a card when it dies. So if we ship with everything, and he goes like, this can't attack. So he blocks the 3/3 and trades here. He takes 6 and goes to 1. And then we like draw a bunch of cards if he wraths the table. So yeah, so I'm just going to ship with all of these guys. And he blocks exactly like I said he would. So even if he has Extinction next turn, we draw 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. Scrapyard bot. Let's dice, create a Scrapyard Dynamo. Oh, sweet. When he sweeps, we get a 1/1. Sounds great. And we draw infinite cards. Yeah, activate that. Cast Extinction. Oh, he's going to try and combo us. Okay. He missed. Yeah, there are only three Tarantula eggs in our deck, so I don't think we could have gotten comboed there. He's still dead to the Hornet bot in the air. So game 3 here. Our record so far, we're 3-1 on the day. We're going to game 3 in this match. Any comments on how we boarded here? The more I'm playing, the more I think Jags is probably fine. Yeah, Zach, for 6 charges, it reveals the top 10 cards of our deck, and we get a guy with power and toughness equal number of resources revealed in those 10 cards. Yeah, I think I'm just going to ship. I'm just going to submit again. It's possible, like I said, that I want Crackling Bolt for the Exarch of the Eggs, but I think I'd rather just have the 1 Jags instead. My youngest might be awake. Let's see if he's definitely awake right now. We'll see if he's going to lay back down and go to bed or not. If he does not simmer down in a minute or two, I'm going to go get him. This hand seems fine. Opponent mulligan, turn 2 Tunneler. Opponent mulligan to 5. Yeah, this hand's great against 5. Keep. No, it puts those cards. They get shuffled in or they get put back in. Put the revealed cards into your deck. It doesn't shuffle. It puts those cards back into your deck. So we're gonna go Shard of Innovation on 1 for Ruby. Play this on 2. Tunnel this. Hopefully we draw like a Reese or something. That'd be hot. That was an excellent draw because it allows us to play Cerulean Mentalist on 3 after playing this on 2. I haven't really done arena farming, so I wouldn't be a good person to ask that. What's going on, Jacob? I'm doing well. Life is swell. Ooh. Alright, well now I can... Yeah, I'm probably just supposed to tunnel this ASAP. Inquisition, sure, and take your pick. All these cards, draw cards. He took the Ripple. That's not great for us. Probably has a Fentio next turn, so we want to draw a Buck or a Ripple. Another Mentalist. So... I think I want to play Mirror Knight and play this. Another option is we could go Ruby Shard and play the Mentalist, and then next turn if we hit Untap Shard, we go Tunnel plus this. The benefit to playing the Mirror Knight out first is it inspires the Mentalist. So yeah, I think I like that. Just the fact that this inspires this makes it better, I think. Alright, my youngest is not going back down, and I've got plenty of time on the clock, so I'm gonna go get him. Oh, did I not refresh my Twitch chat? That emote doesn't work for me here because I didn't refresh my Twitch chat yet. That's a blowout. Yeah, there you go. It works for you. I have to refresh before it takes effect for me. I'll be right back. Another Mentalist is not bad. So we can play this out. Play this out. And then next turn we can actually go, this comes off, play this, make 2 guys not be able to block. And then crack him with this and draw a card. Kiss that, sure. Yeah, so he's leaving both of these back. So this is going to come into play, make the Exarch not be able to block. And then... the downside to casting this is that it won't have the other Inspire trigger from this, but 1 Inspire trigger is probably fine on this. Plus, this one's going to draw us a card, so we make this not be able to block. Crack him for 7, draw a card. And then both of these draw cards when they hit our opponent, and this one's going to draw a card when it dies, because it was inspired by the Knight. And then I might, depending on how this game, depending on what he does this next turn, I might save our champion's ability until after he deals with what's already on the board. Ripple's not bad. So what does Ripple let us do? Ripple means I can bounce the Exarch of the egg and ship with everything. I can like bounce Exarch, play Mentalist, activate my champion ability. Yeah, I kind of like doing all that and just get really aggressive here. He gets us with an extinction, but I think that's fine. Get a 2/2. Well, it draws 2 cards when it hits our opponent at least. So I'm going to go ahead and bounce this. Because we don't have any Tarantula eggs in our deck, so I really don't care about the Azure Fate Sorceress. I didn't offer the trade. I made the Azure Fate Sorceress not be able to block. So we need to like dodge extinction for this turn, and I'm pretty sure he would have cast it last turn if he had it. I guess maybe he wouldn't, but I feel like he would have cast it last turn if he had it. His hand's currently Exarch of the Egg, Zenthos Inquisitor, and then one card we don't know. Oh, okay, thank you. That's a pretty good follow-up card, so it's going to make something not be able to block next turn. Probably his Exarch of the Egg that he's going to replay. This is a Splinter Twin-ish deck, yes. It's a combo control deck. Hitting Escape worked. Alright, well that was a phenomenal draw. Because now we get to go Knight into Hypnoscientist. So this Hypnoscientist is going to draw a card when it dies, and it's going to draw 2 cards when it hits our opponent. So Hypnoscientist is going to make this not block. And we ship with the team. We're going to draw some cards here. So 2 of these draw cards when they connect. This one draws 2 cards when it connects. Wow. We're just going to draw infinite cards here. Sign me up. Alright. Well, we draw 2 cards if he draws Extinction now. So we got that going for us. Yeah, I think there's a lot of cards that could be unbanned in Modern. Yeah, man, you got an Inquisitor. Oh, this double mills us, right? Because it's already been inspired once. Okay, so he's gonna get a bunch of Spiderlings here. I guess that's not great for us. Okay. The combo in this deck is Azure Fate Sorceress and things that enter the battlefield. So I think we're bouncing the Exarch of the Egg. Although if we bounce the Exarch of the Egg, he just gets to start recasting it. That doesn't seem very good for us. He's got a lot of power on the table too. We're actually not in a great spot right now. He's getting kind of low on life though. The plan is a little bit of everything. We're gonna play Legacy Pauper and Hex, I believe is the game plan. So I think I want to Buccaneer the Exarch of the Egg here, and then ship with the team. That gives him less than ideal blocks. It does let him mill us for 4 next turn, but yeah. Really need an Azure Fate Sorceress. Really need an Azure Fate Sorceress. And I think we're just hard casting a Reese this turn as well. And I'm playing this pre-combat because if he triple blocks the Mentalist, I want to... I mean, to be fair, we have a lot of pressure on the table here. And there aren't that many spider eggs left in our deck, so... Oh, this attack was bad. I'm just a big dumb dummy. This shouldn't have attacked. I was just clicking on everything. This was wrong. Maybe he overthinks it and just doesn't. He overthinks it and doesn't block, but this is a free block with the sorcerers here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he's got 6 guys, so he blocks 1 and then blocks 4. He's probably trying to decide how many guys he wants to double block. Alright, deal damage. Confirm, confirm. Jesus Christ, where is an Azure Fate Sorceress? Are they all gone? 2 are gone, 3 are gone. Ugh, there's only 1 left in the deck. He's just like so dead to a single Azure Fate Sorceress. I guess he's only got 5 blockers to our 5 attackers, but not all of these are lethal. Oh, he's got Exarch of the Egg too. That's going to mill us as well. It's going to put eggs in our deck and then mill us. There's our last Azure Fate Sorceress, so we can't kill him that way. He's dead to a single Crackly Bolt. You are 100% correct. Technically correct. The best kind of correct, one could argue. If I ship with everything, this gets to eat one of these. My Azure Fates are socketed with quick and deal damage when they enter play. So I think we're supposed to go Jags and then tunnels. Maybe I'm supposed to tunnel Subterranean before I do anything here. Yeah, let's do that. Get some info. He's got Kiss, Counter Magic, Zenthos. We knew about the Zenthos. So if we attack with everything here, he could go block, chump, 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 and then not take anything. Get Jags into play here. It's quick. Quick is the other one. Quick and deal damage. I think I'm just supposed to pass the turn here. If he casts that, I'm going to counter magic it. Yeah. Otherwise, it just lets him draw infinite cards with these spiderlings. And it would mill us. Yeah, that's have to counter magic that. Alright, well, we'll take another Arcane Focus instead of a Spiderling Egg. We'll take a Cerulean Knight instead of a Spiderling Egg. I'm just going to ship with the team here and hope he makes bad blocks. Kind of in a bad spot. If only this Rock Elemental had been better. You would have traded Reach with Exarch. Okay, this was a free attack last turn. I think that's true. Okay. Yeah, you're definitely right, Steel. I should have attacked with at least this last turn. Alright, well I guess we're just shipping the turn back here. Between Buccaneer and Subterranean Spy, hopefully we'll be okay here. That's not an extinction, so we should be dead. Sweet, got him. So I played that game a little bit sloppy, but we ended up pulling it out. We're 4-1 now. The deck's sweet. This deck is powerful. I like it a lot. I'm not sure if I like it better than the Blood Sapphire deck, but it definitely does strong things. Alrighty, back. Want to die roll. This hand draws some shards. It's real good. I run commercials in between matches to collect my Twitch pennies. I believe the 12-hour stream. Let me check the poll. I believe Sunday was thoroughly winning this draw poll. Yeah, Sunday, March 27th. I got to talk to my wife about what the start time is going to be, but it looks like it's going to be this Sunday. My goal for the 12-hour stream is to do 8 hours Magic and 4 hours of Hex, I believe. I might just like rotate back and forth between the two of them, though. Honestly, like do like 1 or 2 matches of Magic, depending on how quickly they go. Do a match or 2 of Hex, flip back and forth. It might be better to break it up in terms of archiving, though. So I'm not 100% sure. Shard. Womp womp. Alright, I got Subterranean Spy at least. What has he got over here? Kill, King, Princess. So he's playing Princess or Fentio next turn, and we can just time ripple that, so it doesn't seem too bad. Agoraphobia is annoying. He probably agoraphobias us now. I would agoraphobia us. We're gonna bin the Jags and the Mentalist, I think. Yeah, I think I'm gonna alternate them. Or not alternate, I think I'm gonna do like one block and then another. Man, am I supposed to make him pick this up here? I don't know if I am. I feel like I'm supposed to just like put this Subterranean Spy into tunneling and then like wait until next turn, because we definitely only have 1 action in our hand, so like RNG has to be pretty miserable to us to hit this time ripple. I'd much rather ripple a VK next turn. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that and just hope RNG's is reasonable. Please, RNGesus, we've been so good this year. Please don't take away our time ripple. Please don't take away our time ripple, RNGesus. Don't do it to us. Don't do it to us. Oh, you're so good to us, RNGesus. Both at the same time, yep. It's like double Q it. Yeah, there's the VK that we know about. So Subterranean comes in. Draw. Oh, another time ripple's not bad. Again, we're going to bounce him because there's a ton of troops in our hand, so I'd much rather roll the dice on him hitting an action than him hitting a troop. And now he knows that this is a Reese because it didn't come off suspend. So this is the only thing this could be. It's a Reese. Hopefully he messes up and replays VK here or does anything else. But if he's smart, he just plays a shard and holds up kill and then kills the Reese, which is unfortunate, but is what it is. What it is. Ideally, he just like plays this 5-cost VK against us. That would be great. Just like, because it's the most shard efficient he can be, just like play this 5-cost VK, and then we ripple it again, and we hit him with Reese and 2 subterranean spies, and just like take him to Browntown. Oh, please RNGesus, continue being good to us. We've been so good this year. You've given us no shards this game. Don't take away our time ripple. Don't do it. Thank you, RNGesus. We thank you for your service. Come on, play the VK. Be greedy. Be greedy. Get killed by this Reese. Play the VK. Play the VK. Come on. No. No. I forgot to screenshot his hands. Poopy. Fentio is fine in Mono Blood. Like, Mono Blood is, like, literally just, like, every threat you play is, like, they have to answer this threat right away or they die. And, like, that's what Mono Blood is. Mono Blood is just, like, mono must answer threats. Well, we haven't drawn shards, but we've drawn a bunch of time ripples, which actually aren't the worst when we have these tunneling idiots. So I'm just going to bounce. This, pass the turn. Arachnophobia, shard, VK, VP, Fentio. Thank you. I remembered most of those, but not all of them. Now he can play 2/3 drops this turn. He can play like Fentio, VP. Why not save Reese with the ripple? Because that doesn't do anything, Boffety. Like, the choke point, like, we have to spend a turn retunneling the Reese, and then we have to spend a turn, retunneling the Reese. We have to spend a turn, like, and in the time it takes us to reset back up the Reese, and he takes 4 more turns to come off of tunneling again. Like, if we had shards, I would have taken the line to, I definitely would have taken the line to save the Reese, but we don't have shards, so there's no point in doing that. Now we're playing 24 shards. It's pretty standard. Not exactly Iron Blood. And, like, we have... This game has powerful cantrips in it, too, so that definitely has an effect on what you do. He might trade one or both of these here. I'd trade at least one here, otherwise you're dead to... Yeah, he's just going to trade both and be super conservative. I like that. Maybe we can steal this with Jags and Azure Fate. Oh, that would be great. That was a great draw, opponent. That was a great draw. All right. Womp womp. 24 with four cantrips is fine. There's actually more filtering available in Hex than there is in, like, standard Magic formats, has been in a long time. Like, good cantrips don't exist in standard Magic. Man, we definitely could have just burned him out of this game if he hadn't ripped this giant corpse fly. So I'm pretty confident that, like the Blood Sapphires matchup, this Mono Blood match was probably pretty rough for us game one. Cards like Crackling Bolt just aren't very high impact. Oh, there's your Fate Sorceress. Okay, well. During his ready step, we're going to go ahead and play this Azure Fate Sorceress out. And I'm doing it during his ready step because if he has kill, this requires him to use the resources on his turn. And if this resolves with Jags living, he's going to take 4. And then there's a possibility we just burn him out here. Non-zero chance. If he has a second kill here or like a Vampire Kiss, we're kind of in a bad spot. He's gaining 3 this turn up to back up to 8. But if he can't answer the board and like we draw a resource next turn, we could kill him with Tezot's ability. And there are 6 Tarantula legs in our deck now, so we do have to dodge drawing those as well. Sweet. Keeping this back probably means he doesn't have a removal spell. Come on. Come on. No Tarantula into Shard. No Tarantula Shard. No Tarantula Shard. Come on. Come on. Come on. Dude, I don't have any cards in my hand. Why would you troll me by waiting? I didn't have any cards in my hand. Just so rude. Would we have killed him? Would we have killed him? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we'd have killed him. All right. Well, he had the second kill, so we lost. The old slow roll kill. So let's board in our cards that allow us to grind a little bit better here. We get our Bucks and our Mentalist and our Mirror Knight. Tess is the Legacy deck that I'm playing right now. Yes. I think we're just gonna do that. We're gonna board out Jags and Crackling Bolts and bring in the Buccaneers, the extra Mentalist, and the Mirror Knights, and just call it a day. It's possible that I want the Crackling Bolts in this matchup because of Vampire Princess, but that's like really the only thing it kills, so I think I'd rather just have Time Ripples and Buccaneers and just like empty my hand. I'm actually gonna put Jags in 1 Jags instead of the Duke. It's fine. We lost game 1 against the Blood Sapphire Spiders deck too, so. Get him in the wrist here. And we're 4-1, so we've got a match to give. Not that we want to give it, but we've got a match to give in this gauntlet. So what am I doing here? We're definitely keeping. The question is, how are we sequencing? I think this is an Arcane Focus on 1, just because like we really want to have something to tunnel on 2. Yeah, I think we're Arcane Focusing on 1 because we want to tunnel on 2. Mirror Knight's good on 2 as well. So untap shard would have been ideal there, but or shard that makes a temporary resource. Obviously gonna get a second sapphire to this since we've got a bunch of counter magic in our hands. We'd like to draw a few more shards here, but beggars can't be choosers. Hopefully he just has troops here and not agoraphobias. If he just has like Fentios and VPs, like we're just gonna buck him and then hit him and buck him and hit him. That's fine. I've got 2 pair with the Mentalist Kicker. The old 2-pair Mentalist Kicker. Probably takes the Mentalist. I assume he takes the Mentalist here. I guess he could take the Buccaneer if he's got a bunch of troops. If he doesn't take the Mentalist, we're playing that next turn. If he does take the Mentalist, we're probably just holding up counter magic unless we draw something else worthwhile. Takes the Mentalist. No, we're just gonna keep poking him, I guess. No, it's definitely take the Mentalist. I don't think it's particularly close. Like, it sucks that he's gonna have. It sucks for him to have to slog through double counter magic and double Buccaneer, but like the Mentalist is definitely the right take there. Because otherwise, I like play Mentalist and then it gets to draw a card when it dies, and then I play Buccaneer and it gets to draw a card when it hits him, and like. Oh, Magic Online. Why are you so terrible? Always take the kicker, exactly. Fentio. I think I'm just counter magicking the first 2 things he plays. It's like the first 2 plays were just like counter magic them, especially when they're like Fentio, so we know Fentio's a 4-of in his deck. Most of his deck has 4-ofs, which makes counter magic pretty good against him. And then if we hit another shard next turn, we can activate our champion ability and play Buccaneer. That sounds great. If he plays another Fentio, I'm not going to counter magic it, because then there's only 3 Fentios left in his deck. I'll just Buccaneer it. Giant Corpse Fly. Definitely counter magicking that. I guess if he has another Giant Corpse Fly here, I'm going to feel bad about having burned to counter magic on a Fentio, but... Alright, another shard, which means that this ability is going to get Mirror Knight, so when the elemental dies, we draw a card. 4/4, not bad. 4/4 that cantrips when it dies, so scale of 1 to not bad, definitely closer to not bad. He could, if he has Extinction, he definitely pulls the trigger on it next turn, because it's still a 1/1 by killing the Mentalist. We get to draw a card, it doesn't cost us anything, but... Yeah, Extinction, we draw... I'm going to hold on to the shard for now in case he has another Corpse Fly. Three bounce cards. Goodbye, Buccaneer. Now you take the part of the pair. Pikachu on screen there. Thank you for the new follow. Welcome to the stream. Appreciate the support. If you enjoy the constructed text content you've seen for any follows and subs are the 2 best ways you can show your support for the stream. I appreciate that. We play constructed hex here once or twice a week, and we also play constructed Magic Online a couple times a week. This time I think he was wrong to take the kicker. I'm pretty sure he should have taken a Buccaneer. Alright, and now I'm going to play this Ruby shard out, so that way I can play the Azure Fate Sorceress in case he plays another Inquisition. Life is swell. Yeah, man, you got a VK. So this puts him to 13. The attack puts him to 9. We're soft to another. We're soft to another extinction, but not a whole lot to do about that. I think I'm supposed to tunnel the Reese. Yeah, I'm just gonna tunnel the Reese. The VK next turn is gonna be really annoying, so we can't attack through it. Sure. Does he have another VK? Yeah. So he has another VK in his hand. This is a different one because it doesn't have an increased cost from the Buccaneers. No, I don't think so. I don't think you want to sit there and try and play around cards that they may or may not have. On average, that generally loses you more games than it wins you. I think I'm just supposed to play this. It's unimpressive, but this way when he attacks with both, we've got some power on the crackback. I mean, that ends up being the exact same amount of damage, right? Like, it still just does 2 damage to your opponent. Only you did it by entering play instead of by attacking. Alright, so with a really good series of robots, maybe we can win this game. Probably just dead though. He's gaining 8 this turn up to 24. This puts him to 22. You know, I almost wonder if we're supposed to put a not quick gem in Azure Fate Sorceress in this matchup. I could see that being true. He doesn't have counter magic, and like the playing it during our ready step doesn't come up terribly often just because of how much discard and stuff he has. So maybe I'm supposed to put like a deals damage, draw a card gem in here, or speed or something like that, just to make it a little bit more potent, because I don't think quick is all that great. Man, we came so close. We came so close. We got it back down to 6. Oh no. GG's opponent. GG's. GG's. All right. Let's queue up This is the last match of the gauntlet. We are 4-2, so we'll either finish a slightly sad 4-3, which is still fine. Like we turn a small profit, or we can 5-2 it. I think if we play against Mono Blood again, we're definitely going to try a different gem other than Quicken there. Playing against Winter Moon. This deck usually has a pretty good matchup against Winter Moon. This hand's great. Won the coin flip. We get to a Tunnel Resun too. Right? That's Iron Blood. Like that was like the 20th selling point for me that like I was all signed up for. Like 4-3 giving me more money than I put in is just insane when winning 60% of your matches on Magic Online breaks even. Like it's so gross. Turn 1 Ancestors chosen. I'm gonna let him get two Specters in his deck. I'm gonna tunnel Reese here and we'll Crackling Bolt this next turn. And like we get punished if he has like exactly Verdict here, but I think that's fine. Waiting a turn to get Reese out sooner is fine. Go ahead and get a Ruby with this and get another Sapphire here already, so we're gonna have Reese with Counter Magic up here pretty soon. Sealed leagues have much better payouts than constructed leagues do. Sealed leagues have much better payouts. Am I going to play Mentalist or Jags? I feel like he's going to tag whatever I play with Counter Magic. I could just try and kill the Brown Fox Scout. Although if he Counter Magics one of these, he's less likely to be able to fight over the Reese. Yeah, I guess I'll play Mentalist. If we draw a Shard next turn, we can go Jagged plus Crackling Bolt, and then also activate our Champion ability. Not trading there. Nope, pretty much just play Constructed and all CCGs. Constructed is what I find most interesting. You get to actually like work on decks, work towards something. Oh, you know what? I should have, it's basic action. Alright, so if he would have had a quick Brown, I would have had a Brown Fox Scout there. That could have ended poorly for me. I think, but how often do you play test? Is it daily or some amount of hours? It just depends. It depends on, like, how comfortable I feel with whatever format a particular event is, and, like, there's just a lot of variables that go into it. Like, I'll playtest a lot more and, like, how much weight I put on the event. So, like, the fact that I have 2 more events coming up for this last season of the SCG Tour, and I really want to maintain my first place position, I'm probably going to spend a lot of time testing New Standard more than I normally would. Wow, this is super aggressive. We've got 5 power on the table and a Reese coming in. So he needs to have Shard that makes a temporary resource plus Counter Magic plus Verdict this turn to not let Reese resolve. Well, that's something. Okay. Or he might just have, like, another Shard double Counter Magic. Never in a million years playing around Mastery of Time there. If he has Shard Windsinger double Counter Magic, the game's basically just over. We can't really interact with Windsinger profitably. Succulent Cluck. All right, man. You do you. Okay, yep. Opponent's on a little bit of a brew, it looks like. So I think I think we're just passing the turn here. I don't think there's any reason to get aggressive. Let's just hold the counter magic up for Reese and make some robots here. Woo! Murdertron. Murdertron that deals double damages. Seems not the worst. It deals double damages from Jags, and when it does damage to our opponent, we draw a card. It's got Crush, Swift Strike, Rage 2. I am for those that aren't familiar with my Magic background, I am currently ranked first on the SCG tour. This is a independent circuit for Magic the Gathering. I am numero uno on their leaderboard and have been for most of the season. Murdertron is coming for you. Murdertron, engage. Swing. The old deals double damage Murdertron. Oh, Reese. Oh, Reese. That flavor text is murder, murder, murder. Alright. We're so unlucky. Well, that makes up for hitting Murdertron, right? Like, reveal the top 10 cards of our deck, hit 0 shards, get a 0/0 that goes right into the bin. And we've missed shard drops this game. Murder, 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 murder. Dawn just Crackling Bolt his dome here? Nah, I'm just going to tunnel this. Let's do that. Leave counter magic up. At least it's just, yeah, you are technically correct, which one could argue is the best kind of correct. Alright, not really sure what our opponent's doing. They've got Immortal Tears and Time Ripples and main deck Brown Foxes and Cluck Duckins, and Duplicant Duke doesn't seem particularly good. I think I want some burns for killing Brown Fox Scouts. Maybe even less than Crackling Bolts. Yeah, Pendantric. He was not happy. He missed his trigger, and the head judge came over and informed him that he missed his trigger. Cut one more card, probably another Crackling Bolt. Time Ripple's actually probably pretty medium in this matchup. Maybe Cerulean Mentalist is good. I can see that being fine, just like drawing a bunch of cards. Try this configuration. So Berkshire, people say, like, okay, let me go off on a little mini tangent here. I hear people say things like that about Hex and Magic and everything. They're like, oh, this isn't what the format like. This isn't actually the Construct format. But like, the Gauntlet is where most of the matches of Constructed get played. So like this is the format. Like there aren't these big events where like there's these different decks coming out. Like I've played in like the Sapphire Cups, and like I wasn't here for the IQs, so maybe those were a little bit different with you know, consistently like more competitive decks, but like this is Hex. This is the Constructed matches that get played. So like people always have like this fallacy in their mind that like the formats are a lot more defined than they actually are. And it happens in Magic too. People are like, oh, I went to the tournament, I didn't play against any of the decks I expected to play against, and like I metagamed perfectly, and like if I would have played against the 3 decks I was expecting to play against, we'd have crushed them. But like there's not just those 3 decks in the game that you're playing against. There's probably a dozen decks that you need to be able to play against. Sorry. Apologies for my tangent at that's just, you know. That's my rant for today. Eldritch Dreamer. Ooh, okay. Well, now I wish I had Crackling Bolts in my deck still. Now the question is, do I play the Mentalist or Arcane? I think I'm supposed to Arcane Focus for a Ripple or a Crackling Bolt. Alright, well, Hypnoscientist probably isn't bad. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Put this out. Tunnel the Hypnoscientist. That's not even true, Berkshire. Like, in my experience, I've played against a lot of what would be considered bad decks in the 5-shard tournaments more than I have in these events, because these gauntlet matches, people have to pay money into the system to play. Like, the 5-shard tournaments are completely free, which means people literally sign up with actual anything. People sign up with things that they wouldn't be willing to put money into the system to play. This was one turn late, because now he has Counter Magic up. But what you have to remember, Berkshire, is that those events only reflect what's rising to the top of those events. There's lots of people playing lots of different things in those events. So we're going to have all the Crackling Bolts in our deck. Ooh, at the start of your turn, gain. Okay, so we're probably going to have all the Crackling Bolts and all the burns in our deck. Post-board, Time Ripple. Well, at least play this. I'm going to Ripple this guy next turn. I'm going to Ripple it now, actually, so that way he doesn't have, he can't have Counter Magic up, he just has Verdict. So we're taking 8 here, down to 8 if he attacks with everything. If he attacks with everything, Reese gets him on the crackback, though. Kill is chosen here. He could have a Ripple. Activate this. Hopefully it's a little bit better than last time. He has a Ripple. Gross. Nope. What do we get? Revert another target troop. Oh, crap. I forgot to play this. God dang it. God dang it. Yep, I forgot to play this. I was just talking and reading chat and like clicking through things, and so both of these should have draw a card on hit. Ugh. So that's definitely gonna affect this game. Whoopsie. The board's kind of stalled, so we're probably not attacking with these anyways, but at some point it probably would have added up. It only makes worker bots now, but that's fine. It's still better than nothing. It's better than a dinger. This is going to keep hitting us and making rhinos. Alright, well. I think I'm supposed to Azure Fate first. Am I supposed to Mentalist first? If I Mentalist this turn and then Azure Fate next turn, this will draw 2 cards when it comes into play. But I think I'd rather just draw more cards sooner. Because we get at a Time Ripple and bounce this guy. I think I'm attacking with these 2 here. Attack with these 2. Really back rock? Nah. If these had draw a card on them, they'd be much better. That's great. It gets to kill our Azure Fate Sorceress. So yeah, we definitely want all the burns and the crackling bolts in our deck. Maybe Heatwave. Heatwave's pretty good against our guys. And he doesn't have that many things. I guess Heatwave cleans up the Ancestors Chosen, but I think I'd rather just have like 4 burns and 4 crackling bolts. I only played 1 Azure Fate, right? That's what we're looking for. We played both the Crackling Bolts in our deck, which is not great. Azure Fate. Azure Fate. Well, if we would have saved the other burn, we could have killed that, or if this would have just been one of the other crackling bolts that I boarded out. So we could draw another burn next turn. Would be great. We might still just be dead even if we draw another burn. Yeah, I'm just gonna pack it in. Alright, so misreserved that game. Definitely cost us. Time Ripple does not seem great. Jag seems medium. Actually, Subterranean Spy doesn't seem great. He doesn't have that much counter magic in his deck, I don't think. Maybe bring in 1 Heat Wave. Seems okay. Try this configuration. Could also see more Time Ripple instead of this other Heat Wave. 1 Heat Wave seems like an okay random out, though. First for game 3, 2 shards. Sweet. This doesn't let us cast Burn if he's got his Ancestors Chosen on 1 for the 3rd time in a row, but I think I want to be able to curve Reese into Jags here. Oh, sweet. That's not Mortal Tears, sure, man. Is he only on 2 colors? Immortal Tears is weird if he's only on 2 colors. Yep, that's fine. He has to discard because he hasn't played anything yet. Yeah, but he has Tears and Chlorophilia. Like, that's a lot of shards. I think I have to leave up Counter Magic this turn just because he could play Eldritch Dreamer. It's the first tunneler we've seen out of him. Could be literal anything. I guess it's probably Tunneling Spire, Reese. There aren't any wild tunnelers, right? Sure, it's a good draw there. It lets us tunnel Mesmeric Fiend and leave Counter Magic up. Reese is coming off tunneling next turn. So he has to have Counter Magic plus Verdict. This is basically the game if this resolves, because this is going to deal double damage from Jags, so he's going to get hit for 11 here. Make a robot at end step. This deals double damage. I think I just want to burn him, put him to 2, and then he's dead to the Azure Fate Sorceress. Oh, I guess we can Azure Fate plus burn and instant speed a Ninth. We make a jank bot that deals double damage. Yep. Alright, sweet. So it looks like we're going to 5-2. Oh, burn him. So he's got to beat the board, and he has to beat the Azure Fate Sorceress in our hand, which can kill him as a quick action. Oh, we got to attack! We got to attack! Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! Resolve Mentalist, Resolve Jags, Resolve Crackling Bolt. Oh, janky. Oh, janky. Janky! Yay! Oh, we're so unlucky. We're just the unluckiest. He has to block here. Deal combat damage. Lullaby? Alright, so he's still just dead, right? Because we Azure Fate Sorceress plus activate. Plus activate our... Oh no, Azure Fate Sorceress alone kills him. I'm a derp. Sweet. Got the old 5-2. Not bad. Not bad for our first run through. So let's just go ahead and take a look at the deck here and do a little wrap up. Talk about things that seem sweet and what we can maybe change at some point or another. So, things that seem sweet. I like the deck in general. Just like good, solid tempo, combo control, tempo-y deck. Duplicatus Duke, or however we pronounce this. This card seems kind of medium, and like while the effect seems powerful in this deck, the one reason why I'm kind of suspect of playing this one card is that it's the only card in the deck with a double ruby threshold. Which, while it doesn't come up very often, there are going to be a non-zero number of games where, like, you just, like, made a decision with one of your shards of innovation, or with what shard you took with Arcane Focus, and you're going to get punished for it by drawing this Duke and not being able to cast it on curve. So, I don't think I'd hate if, like, this Duke was, like, another Mentalist or, like, another Burn for another cheaper piece of interaction. The Reserves plan seems super reasonable. Again, this is just the decklist card for card from the 100k. I'm not 100% sure where we want this Mastery of Time. So I'm not sure like what matchup, like what we're looking to do where we want to bring this in. I would kind of like 1 to 2 verdicts in the 75 somewhere. I think I would like to, so yeah, I think I'd cut the Duke for maybe another Mentalist here, and then play like two verdicts in the sideboard. Or sorry, in the reserves, trying to keep the terminology proper. So yeah, so I think the change that I would want to try and make to this deck is move Mentalist to the main and cutting the Duke, and then putting 2 verdicts in the reserves possibly. But other than that, deck seems pretty sweet. We're definitely gonna stream with it some more at some point. I have to get some work done around the house, so we're going to go ahead and call it a day with the end of the Gauntlet. I'd like to thank everyone for hanging out here today. We're going to be streaming a good chunk of Hex this Sunday at some point, probably with this deck, because I want to explore it a little bit more and get at least one more good chunk of streaming in. So we the sub goal there, you see we looped past 103 out of 100. So we're going to be doing a 12-hour stream on Sunday, likely late morning, early afternoon for 12 hours. I'm going to do about 8 hours of Magic and at least 4 hours of Hex. Maybe we'll do a little bit more than 12 hours depending on where we're at and what my wife's mood is like at the end of 12 hours. So for people that are looking to build this deck, one budget consideration that you can make and change to the deck is that Reese is powerful, but it's not a must-play card. You can definitely win plenty of games with this deck without Reese. So if you're like looking to get into Hex on a little bit more of a budget option, this deck's still really powerful, and you could start with just 1 or 2 Reese. You want some of them in the 75 because it is a powerful card that'll win games all on its own for you, but you could definitely start with only 1 or 2 and work your way up to the 3. Reese is also a powerful card that translates to a lot of other Sapphire decks, so this card is just going to be like a format staple for as long as it's in existence. So again, with that, I'm signing off. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to look and find someone else who's streaming in the Hex channel to host. So you can continue. Oh, that's so sad. I'm the only one streaming Hex. The total number of subscribers you're actually not supposed to share. That's a total number of subs and resubs. So like once so we've had 103 subs and resubs since I set the goal. And then I think the next one's going to be like we'll either do 100 again or 150, depending on. I got to look and see how long it took us to hit the 100 sub goal for another long stream. All right, heading off, folks. Peace.